Hello everyone, this is Professor A.C. Zadhav, Department of Horticulture, Kekewa College of Agriculture, Nasik. Under the course of HOT 354, we are going to study the package of practices for growing the periwinkle. Periwinkle, which is again one of the ornamental plant, and these species also utilize for the medicinal. So we are going to study the periwinkle plant which are used for a medicinal practices or for the medicinal use. Guys, this video is only for the educational purpose and not for any of the commercial use. Periwinkle. Botanical name of the periwinkle is a Catharanthus roseus. It comes under the family that is Apocynaceae, and plant part which are used for the preparation of drug or as a medicinal content, which plant part we used in a periwinkle is a leaves, seeds and roots. Periwinkle, it is the perennial ornamental herb. Indole alkaloid robacin, that is ajmalicin, and serpentine in its roots, which have an antifebrilik and hypertensive property. And again the two type of alkaloid, vinblastine in a leaves and vincristine in a root, 0.75 to 1.2%, and has a property to cure the cancer like a disease or for the preparation of the drugs in a cancer treatment. And that's why periwinkle is a important type of the medicinal herbs or the medicinal plant. There are no recognized varieties are available for the medicinal use. So the three local types of types based on the color of the flowers are available in a periwinkle, in which first is alba. Alba category or the types of the periwinkle has a white color flower. Second one is a roseus. The roseus has a pink rose color like a flower. And third one is a oscillata. Oscillata has a white flower having the rose purple spot in the center, and on the basis of this peculiar color feature, we categorize these variety or the types of periwinkle flower. Climatic requirement and the soil requirement for the cultivation of periwinkle. There is a no specific climatic requirement because the crop is a hardier one and perennial in nature. Its natural environments are, however, the tropical and subtropical area. A well-distributed rainfall of 100 cm or more is considered ideal for raising it as a commercial crop under the rainfed condition. And similarly, in respect of the soil, it can be grow any type of the soil except those which are highly alkaline or waterlogged in a condition. It grow wild in a coastal area also. Light sandy soil rich in a humus are preferred for the large scale commercial cultivation of this crop. Then the propagation. Simply it is propagated by means of the seed. Fresh seed are preferred as they lose the viability on the long storage. There are the two methods of propagation or sorry the sowing practice or propagation practice also. Whether we can directly use the seed for the sowing or we can prepare the seedling and then prepared seedling we transplant on a main field. So first method, direct sowing method. About 2 to 3 kg of the seed is required for raising 1 hectare area. This is the seed rate when we can directly use a seed for the sowing. The seed are very small, and that's why for the proper or the uniform distributions, we mix it with a sand about 10 times of its weight for ever even distribution, and are sown during the beginning of the monsoon. Generally June, July or a monsoon period is ideal sowing period for periwinkle. In this case, we maintain the spacing of 45 by 25 centimeter or 45 by 30 centimeter. Second method is a seedling transplanting method. In a seedlings transplanting method, the recommended seed rate is a 500 gram because here we prepared the seedling and then prepared seedling we transplant. So 500 gram seed is sufficient for transplanting the seedling on 1 hectare area. The seeds are sown in a well prepared bed in March or in April in a rows about 1.5 centimeter deep and then covered with the light soil or the leaf mold mixture and then properly water. There about within a 10 days time the seeds start germination or it can germinate properly, and such a 2 months old seedling when they attain the height of 6 to 7 centimeter we used it for the transplanting. At that time the spacing which we can maintain it is 45 by 30 centimeter or 45 by 45 centimeter. Manuring and fertilizer requirement or application. At the time of the land preparation we can follow 2 or 3 plowing, and during the same practices we can incorporate the organic matter or organic manure, that is well rotted, well decomposed farmyard manure at the rate of 15 to 20 tons per hectare. In addition to this one, in inorganic fertilizers, we applied the nitrogen, phosphorus and potash at the rate of 50, 75 kg per hectare. This dose we can applied in a split form also. Then harvesting. The crop become ready for harvest of roots after 1 year. But regarding the leaf, the two leaf stripping can be taken first one after the 6 month and the second after the 9 month of the sowing. And the third stripping of the leaves can also be taken when the whole plant is harvested after 1 year. Regarding the root or the root harvesting, the crop is cut about 7.5 centimeter above the ground and dried for the stem, leaves and seeds. And then whole the field is properly irrigate and plow and roots are collect. Then roots are washed well, then dried in the shade and later made with a bundle for the marketing. In this way, in a periwinkle, as per the farming conditions in a rainfed and irrigate, we can harvest the yield under the rainfed condition about 0.75 tons of roots, 1 tons of the stem and 2 tons of the leaves on a dry basis per hectare area we can obtain. While in a irrigated condition 1.5 tons of the roots and stem and 3 tons of the leaves per hectare we can obtain. So this is about the detailed cultivation practices of periwinkle, which is very well known and important type of the medicinal plant. Thank you. Thank you very much.